New from Left Coast Graphics, the Enamel Falcon spaceship pin. Collect them all.
What's going on?
Hello.
Welcome to the latest episode of Let 'Em Breathe. We tear into some action figures and we shoot the shiz. How you doing today, G-Force?
Doing well. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you sound good, man. You cut any lawns today?
All right.
Oh,
No lawns.
no lawns. Yeah, it's getting frosty. Oh, we lost the G. It's getting frosty here, so I think they've done the last lawn cutting for the season here in the left coast. So it's welcome some peoples to the chat. Super John's gonna stop by, but at first he's gonna eat a bunch of Taco Bell apparently. So after Taco Bell, hey, welcome back.
Gonna have to stop pushing buttons.
Yeah, no more buttons. Welcome, Mr. Gap. How you doing today, buddy? So did everyone go run and get some Taco Bell? Because I didn't. It's still morning time here. Welcome, Dandy. And saw a couple other people jump in here.
Dandy.
Oh, she talked you into opening, or he talked you into opening something. Good work, Rafi. Rafi needs breakfast in bed for that, right? Extra bowl of Cheerios today. Nice work. What did you open? Let me see if I can figure this out. What's happening, Mr. B? How you doing today? We got Mr. Dave's Dimension. Welcome, buddy. Hope you're doing well today. I'm gonna post a link so some other kids want to make some generous donations to the Toy Gods as we let them breathe. It's very welcome. Welcome, Mr. Salacious Rum. I can hear him breathing from here.
Rummy.
Uh-oh, that means John's on the shitter. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Warning you, man. Taco Bell. All right. Don't need the word heavy going on. So, got the
those mouth breathers.
I will offer the first offering. Let me do a camera switcheroo. Camera switcheroo.
Yeah. Get set up here.
Oh, what's this? Oh, we got the first prototype Enamel Falcon pin box. So, as a couple of you saw, G-Force was one of them, I believe. Gerard was another one. I went live on my Instagram yesterday, and I wasn't seeing any chat. I was trying to look at it on my iPad and then on my desktop computer, and I saw nothing. So a bunch of people saw me swearing and cussing as I tried to start up an Instagram live. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm quite disappointed that it wasn't getting.
Yeah, that sucks.
It told me before I went live that there's 110 people, who follow you, who are online right now. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll get a couple of watchers, and I literally got 2 watchers, and I couldn't read their chats. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? All right, how do I do this? Let's go. There's the link if any of you Let 'Em Breathers would like to join. So Leia Endor would be my first offering.
All right. Well, I will go with the Return of the Jedi figure as well.
Sweet. Yeah, I've got Lando to open. Just she's more important to me.
Yep.
I love all the Lando figs. Don't get me wrong. Like the Skiff Guard one, I thought is great. The more Lando.
I mean, they are nice figures. I don't really understand why he pegworms so hard. Did they make too many?
Because he's been in like every wave for the last 3 waves. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, everybody already has them.
Oh, see, like when they do the soft goods, they do them right.
Rum, see this? Away from your other hand. Away.
Oh, your helmet doesn't come off, does it? Oh, maybe.
Oh, really?
No. Well, it does now. Now I'm happy.
Oh, I was going to say, that sucks.
I didn't know if it did because I haven't seen, usually you see reviews that are on Clone Troopers and Boba Fett's and Spider-Man's. And like I saw Connor cracked open his General Lando last week, and then I got to see, I'm like, wow, this is actually a really nice looking figure. So I'm glad I did get him.
Yeah, I think I picked him up on clearance. I don't remember how much he cost, but
This is good. I saw the Endor Leia at my Walmart the other day, but they're $35.95 now. So I passed on her. I do want her. Maybe I'll get her on sale on Amazon one day. Especially for Leia, she's half a figure. Like, she's not half a figure, but she's a lot less plastic than a lot of her male counterparts. Just a beautiful figure. And I do love how the camouflage is slightly different, much like in the original canon figures. Luke and Leia all had different materials used for their camo. Yeah, this is a good looking toy. I guess it's the Luke one whose helmet doesn't come off. Am I? Maybe I'm just wrong.
I think that's right. I don't have any of those Endor figures.
These are brilliant. The colors are good. I just need 3 more speeder bikes now.
There you go.
Oh, Chris has reported us for opening figures. Damn it.
Oh.
So I guess Super John is texting while driving, or is on the shitter. Might go to Ollie's and pick up a Lando, says Dave. Yeah, do it, Lando. I love Lando. And did you know his son, Corey D. Williams, actually played a skiff guard in Return of the Jedi when he was 17, 18 years old?
I did not know that.
Beauty. She's a beauty. Oops.
Why won't you stand, Lando?
Oh, he's passenger. Luke's helmet doesn't come off. Damn it. Well, I wonder if you can take this helmet and put it on like a Luke Jedi. It fits perfectly, though. Is it just me? Does this camera look pretty good?
No, it's very good.
Doing something right today. I didn't know echo cameras working. Okay, so Leia.
So, he's a pretty good figure.
The yellow stripe, right, on his pants?
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. That's just a great touch. Like, originally Han had the red stripe, and then you see the stripe on Luke Ceremonial and Lando, and
I don't know if it'll pick up on that badge or not.
Even this
got a little paint on it.
He should have, I believe, not a red stripe, a yellow stripe on his pants. I'm trying to look. Whoa. Beauty.
DL.
It's so easy just to paint a little bit on these things. Like the handle's painted brown, the silver tip. Yeah, yep. He does have the yellow.
Oh, cool.
See, when I see any of these, I have to compare them to, my Kenner figures and how they painted them. So that's why, like, when they make these fancy repaints on a Kenner retro card, and they say it's the Kenner repaint. I love those, man. The Jawa, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Greedo, the
I
Boba
mean,
Fett, the Boba Fett I
that
wasn't able to get. Yeah, this is a good looking Harrison Ford figure too.
that just brings the nostalgia right back to you.
But even this, like this, without even comparing this to a Kenner Lando, this is fantastic. Like now I want Blade Runner figures. Like I want to use this head.
There you go.
Blade Runner. Dave says, believe it or not, my first 3 Black Series figs I won from a Nathan Bowden show, and they were Return of the Jedi, Ender, Luke, Leia, and Han. Wow, that's awesome, man! What a great prize.
Yeah, that's a good price.
They're keepers, they're openers. Rumor has it they're making some new droids, like some new astromechs, and I think Hasbro guys said they'll be a little bigger, which I kind of want because they're a little bit out of scale.
Yeah.
But I love the droids. My first, I'm going to go back to the Wave 1 when they made them, like Slave Leia, Sand Trooper, Luke X-Wing, and Greedo. Like, I got all those in Target here in Canada. Well, because we had a store that used to be called Zellers, which is kind of like our Canadian version of Walmart and Target. And it closed down, and most of the stores became Targets. And Target was around a little more than a year, maybe even 2 years, but they weren't following all the rules. Like they weren't. I don't think they were having proper bilingual packaging because they were importing a lot of product from the States. So I think they got in some trouble for that.
Wow.
And even there's certain rules like about buying stuff in Canada and whatnot. And I don't think they were following them all, but I remember buying the first couple of waves of Black Series at the Target store. And now it's Walmart.
Are you supposed to win that thing?
Oh yeah, he does some fantastic work. Kenner Blade Runner figs, come on, man! I'll be all over that. Yeah, the orange stripe might have been the second wave. Zellers, yeah, Zellers is great. Zellers had the little like a 50s, 60s kind of diner in it. Come on, figure it out, John. Hi, Connor. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Connor Fuller.
All right, so I also have Zeb, which I've had in my possession for. Oh, you got Bodhi. Bodhi's on my list open too. I don't know why I've never opened this because I really dig the big chunky figures. Because I'm a big chunky guy myself. I could play Zeb and I wouldn't need much makeup.
Zeb's cool.
Do you think we'll see a live action Zeb?
I'm hoping so. They made a Wookiee and
I can't see why not.
Yeah.
I think they've already basically confirmed the rest of the Ghost crew will be in live action. So it would be just silly to not have. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know everybody's looking for Hera.
He doesn't have a gun, though. Eh? That's interesting. I gotta figure this out. I don't remember this weapon at all. Oh, it extends?
Some sort of electro staff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool, man. Like, they make this guy, but they don't make frickin' Hammerhead. Oh, and it goes on.
Yeah, poor Hammerhead.
Okay, cool. So I can just put it. Oh, those holes are really spaced apart. Kind of got hammerhead looking feet. He's cool, man. There's some good paint apps like Tire Stripe.
Yeah, I like those Rebels figures. I thought they did a good job with them.
The decoration on his armor here, like that's kind of cool. I never really noticed that. What's that? Some kind of recognizable creature? Like, it's got good paint details. Nothing right here. Oh wow, he's got like super like tauntaun feet.
Yeah,
Wow,
backward knees.
So yeah, like figures like this, where they're not reusing any parts really. He's got weird feet, man. Dig him. I dig him because he is kind of based on the Macquarie concept Stormtrooper or Chewbacca.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool.
I know the one you're talking about.
Any figure with a beard is cool.
He's got cool armor.
He actually does. It's kind of on those Marvel Legends figures that are a little bit bigger, like not Hulk size, but Sabretooth or some of those guys. Yeah, this guy's rad, man. I'm really glad I opened him. What do you think of that Bodhi figure?
I like him.
Come on, everyone's got a wrench. Get rid of those crazy.
Oh, we got sex bots. Oh yeah, girls.
Unless they're subscribers, I don't want them here.
I wish they had a better gimmick for the cable, because you have to pop the back off to wind the cord up inside.
Actually, is a rope.
Yep.
Wow, that's great. Hey, Brick, something. I believe that weapon works as a blaster too. Yeah,
I don't even know how to pull it out.
Yeah, it does have just kind of. Yeah, it's a weird. Oh wow, look at it. It gets way smaller. Okay, I'm gonna. Now it's there. I can put it in his back.
Yeah, he's got good details on him.
Yeah, it looks like the actor. I appreciate that. And he was a good character in the movie. Like, I wonder if we see him walk by in a hallway on the Imperial base. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Oh.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Is Mr. Bob still here? Mr. Salacious?
Rick has got a crazy theory. Rick has got a crazy theory. Rick has got a crazy theory.
I think we're gonna see Bodhi in Andor season 2. As a key, not a key player, but okay, what's going on here? All right, it said I couldn't block the porn bot, but yeah, wouldn't that be cool, man? I think why not? Like, why not have Bodhi as an Imperial pilot? I think that's what he was, right? A pilot.
Yeah.
In the young,
be a good way to tie him in.
For sure, it would be like they tied in the other sidekick guy, or not sidekick guy, but yeah, the other captain or general that's in Rogue One. Yeah, this fits in his back pretty good. I've seen this cartoon. I've never watched these twice though. Like Super John was talking about rewatching. I think he said Rebels or the Clone Wars.
Yeah, there was so many in Rebels.
Andor. Hey, Cameron, how you doing, buddy?
There was a lot of Rebels cartoons, so it's hard to go back and rewatch. You need like a week.
Uh-oh. Feed me.
She just needs attention.
Oh, Vern's here because I want to pop his head off.
So, Saw looks pretty good.
Mark thinks Saul will be in the series. Yes, that's a cool figure, AG.
Yeah. He's got all kinds of hoses and straps and stuff on him.
I wish that his cape was soft goods though, but it doesn't really. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't take away from it. It adds to the bulkiness. But yeah, check out. He's got one croc and one
croc and then Terminator foot.
Totally, man. Like I want to see how he gets that. Okay, Zeb's head is not coming off, but I got a new video idea.
Oh yeah, squatch him up.
Hey, these guys are buddies, right? That'd be a good head swap. Can't get it off though, Vern. And I don't have a hair dryer, believe it or not.
Oh, why not? You don't blow dry your beard?
I think I have a crimping iron, curling iron, but I don't know. Believe it or not, as a child, as a teen, I did have a blow dryer, and I did have hair.
Yeah.
Welcome to General Lax Iraq.
The mothership has landed.
Yeah, the Saw's a really decent figure, Mark. He's chunky too, and I gotta assume they're gonna make another Saw because he looks a little different.
And I wasn't gonna get him at full price, so once he went on clearance, and I was like, all right, $17, that's not too bad.
Got another Jedi figure that needs to open. He needs to be opened. Hey! Sorry for your line. I'm not paying any royalties. Welcome, Mr. Duffman.
Hey, Duffman.
Yeah, I was saying how you probably just spent a day last week rewatching all the Rebels or something, John?
Not all of it. I mean, I'm just getting into season 4, so season 3 ended last night when I was watching it. But
it'd be a cool rewatch because you could see the animation. I don't want to use the word improve, but change a little bit and get what I guess a little more advanced looking. Because up to the last 2 seasons, that animation I really dug. Like that was badass. Same with the Bad Batch. Like I really like that. They get the quality. Like it's cartoony, but it's also, it's quite advanced and it's modern animation. I really like it.
Yeah, the what I've been enjoying about rewatching Rebels is the I mean, we'll bring it up on the Andor show with Eric, I'm sure, but Andor has added to my experience with Rebels, like season 2 and season 3 especially, because once they start getting involved with Mon Mothma in throughout season 2 and a little bit into season 3, and you see Saw Gerrera's hologram show up and talk to the rebels, that are at Yavin, and it's like, holy crap. That's why, the stuff that happened in Andor is why Mon Mothma is saying this now in Rebels.
I got you, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, that line in Rebels goes right back to what they just did in Andor, And I kept doing that. Like every time I'm watching another episode comes up and I'm like, even some of the ones where Mon Mothma and them are not even in it, it's just like Ahsoka as Fulcrum working with the Rebels crew, Hera and them, and she says something, and I go, oh my gosh, that line that Ahsoka just said ties right in to what happened with Luthen and Andor in this Andor series. I go, it's matching up perfectly. So I really think
Oh,
that
no way.
if Story Group didn't give Tony Gilroy some ideas and said, let's sprinkle this stuff in the Andor show, if they didn't say that directly, I think that Tony Gilroy actually sat down and watched the four
Oh yeah, I hope so.
seasons of Rebels before he started doing the Andor show, because there's certain things that tie in so absolutely perfectly with the dialogue that it can't be just a coincidence. You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
they had to have planned this, you know what I mean, to fit so perfectly with Rebels. So I'm thoroughly enjoying a rewatch of Rebels after seeing what happened in Andor, and I highly recommend at least watch season 2 and 3. If you can't sit down for all 4 seasons, go back and rewatch Rebels season 2 and season 3. Because season 1 is a lot of just setup. There's nothing that really ties in. And season 4 ties more in with Ahsoka and stuff. And I wonder if season 4 will tie in more with the Ahsoka show. Where, you know, because then in season 4 is where Ezra blasts off to the other world. And you got the Thrawn stuff finishing up and everything.
Space
So
whales
so it departs from the rebellion in season 4 and goes on to almost a story that's just about Ezra and Thrawn and Ahsoka, really. But
So what's wrong with this picture? Why does Akbar come with a freaking blaster and not a sticky stick?
Yeah, he never had a blaster in the cartoon.
No,
Or
man.
in the movie.
And
Sorry.
And hence why he doesn't have a holster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you know that his mouth is articulated?
Oh yeah, isn't that cool?
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Such a good looking figure. But now I see this figure and I realize his jaw is articulated, which is freaking fantabulous. And it's
I love that figure.
that is so awesome, man.
So I'm
Underneath his white uniform, that would be a custom prisoner Andor.
There you go.
It's just generic white. It's actually a really good looking figure. Like I see that they repackaged him in more of a Kenner color, but it still reminds me of Kenner just seeing him like this. But now I need a 3D staff. Like I need a staff, a proper Kenner staff, much like my bib Fortuna needs a proper Kenner staff. So my 3D printing friends, because I don't have a 3D printer. So I think Mr. B, Mr. Dave Dimension, Cap Cave, I don't know, Lack, you got are you 3D printer dude? Man, we need some Kenner 6-inch accessories for Akbar and Bib Fortuna.
Blue Harvest.
Look at that. Blue.
all right. So
that's
I'm gonna
got great
switch.
paint.
I'm gonna switch cameras here. I'm coming in to open up this box. Okay.
You can do it.
So I got the artillery trooper out. He's pretty cool. Gotta love a Stormy.
Is it there? Okay. You can take.
Yeah. That's
We can-
I love the new stormtroopers, all of them, because they're all great articulation.
Yep.
You can remove my mug if you want to remove it. We can go.
You got to unmute your mic though, John. If do that,
Ooh, I need that one.
we can't hear you that way.
Yeah. How am I going to do that? Yeah. How am I going to do that?
You're okay. We
You
don't
can
mind.
stay with two.
We don't
It's
mind
all right.
looking at you, man. I've had much uglier people on my stream.
Why do you think I turned the camera away?
I am kidding. I have not had any ugly people on my stream. No ugly people allowed.
Cobra Night Attack 4-wheel drive Stinger with Cobra the enemy driver.
Oh, so that's a photo of the figure, right?
Yeah, it's a photo.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more and more becoming okay with their packaging, stuff they're doing plastic free, and because all these, except for maybe an example like this where you got a plastic window, most toys are vintage toys, much like your GI Joe there. They were kind of 100% sealed.
Oh yeah, the only difference would have been that would be plastic and you would have saw the figure, but now it's
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing is though, what's going to get me is, what if this figure is on a card back in the box now?
That would be even better.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to be just stuck in a little bubble. We'll see.
Right.
Cobra Officer, Roll, Cobra Stinger Driver. Primary specialty, Cobra Stinger Driver and Infantry. Secondary specialty, Artillery Intelligence. Birthplace is various countries because he can come from anywhere. Cobra officers are frontline fighters who lead Cobra attack units into battle. All are martial arts experts, masters of disguise, deceit, and demolitions. And then it's in 4 other languages. So you got 5 languages on this file card.
Does it have Canadian?
Let me see.
Canadian's not a language.
Yeah, it does right here. It says instead of roll, it says about, and it says
let's talk about it.
So we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, he's Cobra Stinger.
I can save this guy because G-Force opened him today.
My mom.
Yeah, his mom.
Let's talk about it.
It says that he's good at sitting in the couch. On the couch.
David C. That's who does this.
Yeah, David C. He's done my Cobra throne, my Boba throne, printed up a bunch of stuff for me.
Is this a newer one, Locke? Because I know they've been making the NECA Predators for a couple of years, or many years. I just got my one. My one. He's already been set free. He's on the loose somewhere in my house.
Oh, he's just strapped in.
They must have like 100 different NECA aliens by now, right? Or predators.
There's gotta be.
Oh.
Yeah, aliens.
There's a ton of them.
Yeah, this fell on the ground. So I got a bag full of stuff.
$75. That's a hefty price for a figure. I pre-ordered G-Force. I went to Super 7's website again, and of course the Beastie Boys are out of stock.
Oh no!
On their Amazon store. So I just Googled Beastie Boys, reaction figures, and a local store to me has them up for pre-order for it was $90 Canadian for the 3 of them. So
wow.
I got them. I should get them in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I couldn't spend the money on them. Reaction, I like the cards and everything, but the $18 for 5 POA just kills me.
But to tell you what, like here's a pretty cool figure. It's Orsing, kind of a mean nothing character, but Star Wars, but she looks pretty badass. A reaction Beastie Boy figure is more appealing to me. Like it is. Even though it's about the same price. But those reactions are basically just $30 here in Canada.
Wow.
Even at Toys R Us, they have all the new G.I. Joes, and they look beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous figures, but they're $30, man. Like they're not more expensive than the 6-inch because the 6-inch are like $40. She's cool.
Yeah, there was just when I was saying we were like 20 miles out, there was an insane crash on the freeway. And it was a little tiny, I'm assuming it was gray, like silver, because there were silver pieces of metal on the ground.
Okay.
But there was no car left. We saw like 3 tires that were not attached to a vehicle.
Oh,
like
geez.
a rear axle and then a bunch of bits. Like there was just stuff everywhere. The whole road from one, like the freeway's 4 lanes wide, and from one side to the other was just strewn with debris. And they had like 2 ambulances there with the doors shut, so whoever got hurt was in them. But and then there was like a trailer truck, like a tractor truck with the front end bashed in. So he pushed the front end of a tractor trailer truck in like a couple feet and crumpled it. Do you know how much power that had to have been to completely destroy this little car and dent a semi truck? Like semi trucks can go through a cement wall and not even get dented. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this guy must have come to a complete stop, and that truck must have hit him at 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? And the truck must have went through his car. You know, I don't know how else it could be completely destroyed like that. The truck must have went right through the car at like 100 miles an hour and just disintegrated it. It was unbelievable. It's just, and I was like, that's why everything.
Oh yeah, that's cool. You
know,
live right by the store. Is that where they got that store? San Francisco? I think they may have a couple by now. Like Funko's got a couple stores, right? They have one in Seattle and now somewhere else. Because I think Nate Bowden just went to a Funko store, and I don't think that was San Francisco, but I could be wrong.
Well, the Seattle location is where they make the toy, where they originally.
Yeah, it's their home base, but I think they have another retail store somewhere now, like maybe LA or New York. I don't know. If it was New York,
they actually used to make the toys in Linwood. But once they got bigger, they moved to Everett and got an actual storefront in a larger facility. Because I went there when they were in Linwood, and it was right when I was starting the podcast, and I just walked in and started talking to the guys about. And at the time, I was like, we should make Funko Pops of like people on YouTube and stuff. And we actually discussed making that we were going to do a Super Awesome Geek Show run of Funko Pops of all the different co-hosts. But then the guy I was talking to, the designer, he came back to me and he goes, the company won't do it unless you pay for the molds, and it's going to be like $1,000 per figure. Wow. So it's like, if you want a partnership and put up a couple $1,000, we'll do it. But I was like, I don't have that, you know? And then years later, they have this, you know, you can go online and pick your own Funko and get it designed, right?
Selfie series type stuff.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Silly, I don't like it.
So I kind of felt like I was like, did I give them that idea? You know, like,
what, you didn't get your royalty checks yet?
Yeah, do I deserve royalty checks for giving them that idea? Yeah.
This is a silly accessory. I guess I make her hold it.
Yeah, that rifle she has, the straps don't stay on it very well.
No, it's a very, very stupid strap.
I just slung it across her back and let her hold her.
Oh, yeah, me too. You're right. Yeah, me too. I just strung it around her back like
crazy
that.
looking fingers.
Yeah, she's got wild hands.
Salacious would love them.
Crockmaster.
I would.
So how's your Taco Bell, John? We all need to know.
I didn't get Taco Bell. I told you.
Oh, I thought that was like.
No, we went to breakfast.
Yeah, I guess you don't need to get Taco Bell on the way.
No, I'm saying I might do that for lunch later on, but I seriously probably am going to go to Taco Bell for lunch later on because I've got a $5 off coupon, so I won't even have to spend that much.
Coupon?
Yeah, coupons. It was because there's two Taco Bell near me, and they're both pretty good, but one of them, like if you go through the drive-thru, they almost consistently give you no sauces. Like you might like I ordered. Sometimes my dad wants tacos as well, and he's like, get a 10-pack or whatever those things are. You know,
get yourself one too, John.
The meal piles, you know. So I'll get that big meal pile one, the big box thing, and I get home and there's like 3 sauces in it, and I mean there's like 10 tacos in that. And I'm like, why? So after like and sometimes I would ask, I'd be like, give me extra sauce. I'm sick of getting no sauce. And then I get home and there'd still be only like 4 or 5 sauces in the box. And there's like 10 tacos. So I'm like, if you do, 1 sauce per taco, 5 tacos are getting 0 sauce. What the hell? Like, what if everybody wants sauce,
25 cents more for sauce.
So, but you go to the other Taco Bell that's near us, that like there's one that way and there's one that way. If you go to the one that way behind us, they'll give you like a whole bag of sauce. It's like they don't care. They give you like 200 packets if you want it,
I like
I was
sauce.
going to say, don't you have a sauce drawer at the house?
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we've been doing is putting them in a sauce drawer. But
I like
anyways,
sauce.
so after that one over there consistently gave us no sauce, we finally got fed up one night and we called the Taco Bell hotline and complained about them being stingy on the sauce.
The fact that there is a Taco Bell hotline is pretty funny.
And Taco Bell sent us like 10 coupons for like 3 or 4 of them were $5 off and a couple of them were $10 off meals. So
Would have been great if they sent you a case of sauce.
I know, right? That would have been funny. That would have been hilarious.
Can't you like buy bottles of Taco Bell sauce at like Walmart?
I think you can actually now.
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get this teriyaki chicken and beef from a local, Japanese place in the food court. And yeah, it's some of my favorite, I'll call it fast food, even though it's not fast food. It's just in a mall. And they're putting the sauce on there. You want more sauce? Oh yeah, more sauce.
Yeah.
And more sauce. And then just keep putting sauce until I tell you to stop, please.
Stop, yeah.
I like the teriyaki.
But my dad is very big on especially a fast food place like Taco Bell or Pizza Hut or McDonald's or something, if they don't do the order 100% correct, he's on that phone or on their website complaining. He is really big on making sure that they do everything right. Because he goes, we're spending good money on this stuff, so they better do it 100% right and exactly the way I want it, or he complains. And every time you complain, they send you courtesy coupons, so I think that could be part of it because he gets free food for complaining. So
this thing, Fiona, is just... I know I'm late to the game on it, but the little jowls and everything, the way that it articulates, head spins, legs all move.
Oh, I love that alligator, yeah. And it's kind of rubbery too, right? It feels... Yeah. It doesn't feel like solid plastic a little bit. It's kind of like... Yeah, I love that alligator.
Hasbro does make some quality toys. Like we can all...
Oh, and the little baby ones? Yeah.
Oh, my cat would have already...
I see those guys at Walmart now. There's like one of my Walmarts has like 20 of these piled up. So I'm hoping they go on clearance. They go on like sale. At least go on sale, and I want a second alligator, but I don't want to pay the full price just for that. I want to get
$42 is a lot.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they bought too many and they're going to go on sale.
Yeah, what Dave says here is correct. Unless your fingers are painted on, please hit that like button, and might as well hit that bell notification so I can wake you up at 3 a.m. for a surprise live stream. When it's noon here.
My fingers are painted. My fingers are painted on.
What's going on, Dino?
Hey, Dino.
Dino, the Machino.
Yeah, eat your soft ice cream. Is it Frogurt? Fake ice cream?
All right, so there was a dashboard here I just put on. I got to find a steering wheel here.
So is that a different mold than the original?
Steering wheel. I don't have it. I don't own the original, so I don't know.
I don't think we had to put the original together. I think you just pulled it out of the box and
No. I remember G.I. Joe having to be put together. I had to put together the Ostriker, because the reason I remember it is because I justified purchasing G.I. Joe vehicles to my father by trying to say. I tried to convince him that these were 2 toys in one. It's like I said it's a model kit because I get all these pieces that I have to put together like a model kit. But then when I'm done, it's a toy that I can play with, not just a model. And I remember having that.
There is an unlike button. It's actually right beside the like button.
I remember having that discussion with my dad, and he was like, "Don't try to bullshit me." This is, Okay, so this goes this way.
And Lax says, John, can you just go outside and get your own gators? Like, literally?
Oh yeah, literally. Yeah, I can actually.
Hopefully nobody saw, but I might have had a couple beers on Lizards and Rebels No Rules last night. Ed's channel. It was Buddy's birthday. AM Dubs.
AM Dubs.
So we got on there, had a couple of brewskis, and had some laughs and stuff. But yeah, he pulled out his freaking lizard, like this Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of thing. And yeah, dinosaurs are among us. And he got it from Florida. Like he says, these things are wild in Florida. He showed an old video of him getting it in the mail from like the United States Postal Service, and it was like a shoebox. He opened up the shoebox because it had some like poke holes in it, and regular first class, you know, whatever kind of thing. And he opened it and he pulled out a bag, like a Safeway bag out of it. And inside this bag was like a little, 9-inch long lizard. And now this thing is like, the size of a small dog. It's just insane. You can send this in the mail.
That is kind of crazy.
I'm like,
he said he had to wait outside for it because he didn't want it to
because of the weather.
He's sitting on the porch.
I guarantee you can't do that in Canada. Like that is so that means you can literally put a cat in a box and ship it. Like I don't think lizards have different rights than cats, do they?
I don't know.
It's totally cool lizard though, man. Like I wouldn't want to be within 36 inches of it though, and a couple of pieces of glass.
All right, I'm a little confused here. Okay, so this one goes.
Do we got a fitness and figures tomorrow, or is that an every 2-week thing?
Oh.
No, it's like a dragon, dude. Like he literally has House of Dragon in his freaking apartment or his house. You saw it. You were there.
Was it an iguana?
I don't know what it's called. I just call it like dragon or.
I think it's a monitor.
Monitor lizard?
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And he mentioned it was kind of going into like a hibernation kind of mode soon. So
yeah, monitor lizards eat meat too. Where iguanas
he was feeding it like chicken breasts.
Yeah, like, iguanas eat vegetables, so they're more.
What's cool about that figure G-Force is I remember having the Crocmaster as a kid, like that was about 1983, 84, I think it came out. And it had the exact same accessory.
Oh yeah, isn't that cool? I love that
collar and handle thing. Like, it's a cool homage to the toy. The figure had that eye by that belt buckle. That's like a lizard eye.
Eyeball. Yep. Yeah. I actually got these Crimson Twins, the original ones, in Ontario when I visit my aunt.
Cool. Yeah, I remember the twins. In the 80s too, like because that's kind of when I stopped with the toys and started with the ladies and sports and stuff like that. What's going on, Mr. Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Dave wants to know what that Jeep cost.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna guess it was $19.99 American.
$25.
No.
With more?
No, I know it was more than that. Yeah, but
ouch.
I feel like it was like it may have even been close to 40. Was it 30 or 40? I don't know. I guess I could look it up. Well, no, I can't. It's on the. No. I got.
Wrong one. Welcome, Gary. Hope you're doing well today, buddy. Gary, I saw the Razor Crest micro galaxy thingy yesterday at my GameStop. $40. I almost picked it up because it's a nice chunk of toy. Like I dig it, and I'm a fan of the ship, so I may go back and grab it. But $40, man.
Those Galaxy Squadrons are nice.
I've only got two. I've got a white TIE fighter and a little and a speeder bike.
Oh, you got the little one.
Yeah, this Papa Gord actually sent me this with I think that's where I got this from.
Oh, nice.
I'm not a big blind box fan.
No, I don't like them.
They should be not legal. If a kid can go to Walmart and buy a blind box of toys, then they should be allowed to buy lottery tickets and smokes, as far as I'm concerned. It's the same shit. gambling. You can't gamble or scratch tickets. Like,
Scratch.
you can't sell children's scratch tickets, so why can you sell them blind box toys? Or maybe make them so you do got to be 18 to buy them. Like, so your parents got to buy them, and don't let kids waste their $10 allowance or whatever kids get for allowance now on something like that.
It was $33.99.
Wow, man! So that'd be like
Yeah.
$59 here.
Wonder why it's more expensive than the like the Ostriker and his tanks. Is it because of the O-ring? You think?
Because
they were all $25.
Yeah.
Inflation.
But it's because it came out later, right? I mean, those were a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some really good 3D printed Strikers, and what's the good guy version of the Jeep called?
The Vamp.
The Vamp, yeah. Even locally, there's a couple of guys. There's a guy who he'll have them at the toy show next week. I'm doing a toy show next week, so everybody that's in the Vancouver Pitt Meadows area, come down to the Fraser Valley Toy and Hobby Show. I will be vending all my wares, as well as some extra figures. Not these figures, but I have some figures I don't need no more. Yeah,
these little Chris knives are pretty cool.
Those are Joe's, right?
Yeah, those are for the Crimson Twins.
What would you call that? Is that a Kutri? Lack. What kind of knife is that with all the curves on it?
They have a couple names. I know them as Chris knives, but
okay. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I saw something in the news on Facebook this morning that there was a bunch of gunshots fired locally in my community. I didn't hear them, but they didn't find no bodies.
I guess that's good.
Does this go like that? Like I don't understand how this goes.
You need to bring out your inner 13-year-old, John. Chris. Yeah, is that what you said? G. Chris, right?
The box.
Yeah.
So the box is showing it this way. No, with this up in the air. Oh, and it's showing it this way.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a volleyball. Those would even be cool figures, man. The dodgeball action figures.
That'd be funny.
So do they want it? So we slide these things in here? That doesn't seem right.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's how it is on the box.
I've never been to one of these fancy weddings. Like we have a huge, Sikh community and here, and they have these tremendous weddings in these events where everyone gets dressed up in their fancy ceremonial outfits, and the men have their daggers and swords and the jewelry and stuff they wear. And I've seen so many pictures from friends that have gone to these weddings, and it looks like just such a spectacular event, just from different cultures, right? And I love to see that stuff still going on.
All right.
There are my offerings.
Now the fun part, John, the stickers.
I know, and then I gotta put
They have
this.
Dodgeball Funko. No way.
Cool.
They got the guy in a wheelchair throwing wrenches. That's the guy I want. But even like the Ben Stiller, like the tracksuit, and such original costume design. So, John, you weren't here earlier, but while G-Force was ripping open his Bodhi action figure from Rogue One, I made a new theory that Bodhi will show up in Andor Season 2 as an Imperial pilot.
Rook, Bodhi,
Bodhi!
TIE pilot.
I don't think... Oh, thanks for that super chat. I'll play this video.
left coast is the best coast.
Thank you very much.
This is
Yeah,
so
buddy.
cool.
Well,
I love this. I never had this.
like-
I've never had one of these, the gray colored Cobra Troopers. So this is cool.
But the mold looks very familiar, right? Like looks like the same as the red and black ones.
Oh, I mean, they had gray ones when we were kids.
Oh, they
had,
did? Okay.
Yeah, they had this exact figure when we were kids. That's what I'm saying. I never had a gray version. 'Cause
Welcome back.
I never had this vehicle either as a kid. So it's cool to have it in my hand, to have one now.
I think I did have that one. Do you think that came with the same gray figure?
I don't remember. We can look.
I
I
don't
can
remember
go
the
get.
figure.
I can go get the book and see. I got.
But I do remember those red rockets.
Yeah.
Because are they the good guy Jeep had different rockets, right? Or different.
I got it. I can grab it. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, that's very cool. Like that, I expect to see at least one or two of these Rogue One characters because we have seen that guy. I think his name is Ham, the guy he escaped prison with. Yeah, man, there's so many characters. Two Tubes and his brother.
Tubes. Yep.
Saw Gerrera's gang. Yeah, because it doesn't have those bulletproof door panels or a roof.
Doesn't have missiles. It's got a turret.
Yeah, the good guy one had a turret, and the turret's kind of cool because it's got this lever here,
Yeah, like the that style, right?
and when you pull the lever, you see how the guns can move.
Yeah,
Yep.
very iconic toy vehicle for sure.
Yeah, and it had gas cans, but I don't own the gas cans, but it had gas cans that went in this rack.
Yeah. Why that wasn't the first HasLab for like G.I. Joe classified scale is kind of beyond me, but I guarantee you it's the next one.
Well, they could have done this in a HasLab scale, yeah.
You know it's next. They did the his tank. They did the plane for 3 3/4. They should definitely do that Jeep in the 6-inch scale. It would outsell the other two, I believe, because it would be priced right. It would hopefully only be priced at $200 or something.
So they do it because like this was based on the same body as the G.I. Joe one, and they do look entirely the same, but this plastic that's on the new one feels a little bit rubbery. Like I can actually push on it, and it
like it's made by Lannard Corpse.
Kind of bends in, you know.
I've noticed that in a couple of the toys now. They feel like they're made by the cheap knockoff company.
This is absolute solid plastic. You know what I mean? And this is not. This isn't even. This is more like rubber. You know. So, but the wheels.
It's a matte finish, though.
The wheels feel the same, though. The wheels feel the same, and they're on a metal.
Yeah, it's hard to reinvent the wheel, but rubber tires would be cool.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not anywhere near like upset or anything. I think it's awesome. I love it. It's cool to have this vehicle now. I never had one as a kid, and I didn't get one yet as an adult. And I'm glad it came with an O-ring figure because it's going to fit right in with the existing guys. You know.
Please,
I stopped.
Subscribe to a lot of these, to all of these links that Dave and some other mods are posting in the chat. Just help grow everyone's channel and in our community of freaking nerds and geeks. Where's Nathan Bowden?
No, I don't want my channel to grow. Please, everybody unsubscribe to my channel. I don't want it to grow.
We can mute you, John. Come on.
Watch, I'm joking around. I watch half the people unsub.
Ghost Well-Reasoned Theories. I think season 2 will end a day or so before the movie started. Ghost's Well-Reasoned Theories. Here, just a comment on that, Chris, because I did see, I don't know if it's like New Media Rock Stars or one of those guys I tend to watch on a weekly basis. They were talking about a couple of interviews that Tony Gilroy just did, like Variety Magazine or whatnot, like the day after the latest episode came out, and they had asked him about Andy Serkis's character, and like, oh, they asked him straight up, does he survive? And the director said, well, did you see him die? So
That's true. Yeah,
see him die on screen, like nobody's ever dead in Star Wars, kind of thing. So
that is
cool.
true.
But he also kind of mentioned something about how the season might end. He mentioned today he didn't say what it was, but he said the final line of dialogue in season 1, people are gonna lose, like people like Rick are gonna lose their mind, like, because it'll be the most epic. It'll be a good closing line of dialogue for season 1 of this series. So I really look forward to that.
He actually said people like Rick at Left Coast Graphics will lose their mind.
He did. He said Rick himself in his tinfoil hat. But he said that also people might be surprised by how the show ends. So he made it kind of sound like
the whole show or just
like the day before. So there might be room left for, I'm not saying a third series of Andor, but now there's rumors of a spin-off of, maybe some of the other characters from Rogue One or even the Andor series itself. So yeah, if you say he does end season 2, a little bit short of when, like the 4 years that he's kind of talked about it being these 4 years, it's interesting because now with all these great performances by Andy Serkis and Stellan Skarsgård, we've got to learn more about Stellan Skarsgård's character. Like what has he given up, and what happened 15 years ago that made him kind of want to be on this rebellion rage. And yeah, I've seen some cool theories on people digging into this dialogue. But yeah, no new theories. No body, no death. Yeah. Wood chipper. And I've seen someone posting I think Star Wars Photoshop might have made it, but kind of a retro action figure of Andy Serkis' character with little floaties and a little rubber.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
great.
I didn't see that.
That was fun. I like that.
We'll catch
Well,
up.
they made a
Episode 10,
cloth
by far
figure for.
the best hour of live action Star Wars in many, many years. Episode 10.
They made a Ulysses claw figure for the Marvels, right?
Who's that? Is that Garfield's
That's,
enemy?
Andy Serkis character in
Marvel Legends.
yeah,
Black Panther.
he was in Black Panther and Ultron, and
Yeah, I didn't. I
Why
like that
didn't
movie,
they-
but I mean, I didn't get a big wow performance out of him for that role because it was
Right.
kind of a secondary character role. Like it wasn't a major. Was he in the poster? Like he wasn't one of the major characters, but yeah, his performance in this show, man, like just the
Yeah,
way
it's
he
great.
can express his face, because we still recognize him. He does look a little bit like Snoke and Caesar, and who's the one other character I'm losing my mind with. He does like because with the acting and for those characters where he's computer animated, they're using his facial expression, so it's almost like you over exaggerate your acting, so it gets picked up by the the scanners and all those ping pong balls and all those dots on your face. Yeah, just brilliant performance, man. I really hope he wins a lot of awards.
I don't like it when so they tell you all the instructions here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, whatever. Put the vehicle together. Then they go, oh, by the way, you have to stick this one sticker all the way inside on the dashboard where you can no longer get to it. Which we should have told you about it before you put it together, but no.
Yeah, the colors are interesting. Like with all the whites of the Imperial, the ISB that we know kind of becomes very black and gray, in Death Stars and on a spaceship. So it's kind of neat to see that stark contrast altogether. When right now the Rebels are all dark and underground and, Stellan Skarsgård's wearing a black hoodie and all that stuff. The other theories I see other people pointing around is that Stellan Skarsgård, his character has something not Sithy, but something Jedi Sithy knowledge that he has that no one else kind of knows about. Like he might know that the Emperor is, Senator Palpatine at this point. Like he might be one who knows that.
That's a cool idea. That's yeah.
Yeah, check out some pictures from Sir Eric Brown. He did that Galactic Star Cruiser with his wife, and he had a blast, man. He had a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that he had fun with that, because I personally don't.
Stickers first, assembled later.
Don't see it as
yeah.
I don't see that as worth the $2,000 a night. So
not for me.
I'm glad that he had fun and feels like it was worth it, because I sure would hate for someone to spend that and then be all bummed that, like, oh, this was so bad it wasn't worth it, so I'm glad that he enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm tempted I might, if I see a certain vendor with a couple of Mythic Legion figures at the toy show next week, I might be tempted to pick one or two up, because they're very badass. My buddy Jay has like 50 of them, and they're all freaking awesome. Like,
oh, I love the ones that Matt has shown off on his
so good, man.
Channel. Yeah.
Have you seen those over there, Connor? The Mythic Legions figures? They're quality Mythic Legions creatures.
I'm really into the cosmic ones. They look really cool. They're more space.
Cool. I dig them, but I'm a fan of the, the whole creatures of the forest, and
I like the skeletons,
the ogres and the trolls.
Yeah.
Like, you got these big freaking trolls that are like 18 inches tall, and to scale figures, they're badass. And now they got horses, they got skeleton horses, they got a full-on skeleton army you can get now. They got They got a freaking moose. Like, my buddy got the moose, and the antlers make it like 18 inches wide, and this is a 6-inch scale moose that you can ride. Like, they're just so badass, man.
That moose is awesome.
The moose is pretty freaking cool, man. And they did the Headless Horseman recently. Him with a horse as well. So
get 9 of those moose to pull Santa's sleigh.
If they're all about this scale, like all the arms and legs pop off, and all their armor and their swords, and they're all swappable. So the collectors in that community, they're all in on all their customizing and custom figures that they make. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. Like, we know we have it in our Star Wars and G.I. Joe, and with the new Action Force, and guys are customizing, making their own Mr. T's or whatever they got to do. But these toys, much like the Motu Origins, are made to pop apart and play with. It's freaking cool.
Freaking Connor.
It helps old ladies halfway across the road, and it runs and leaves them there. Yeah, but does he take it first?
That package should be arriving today, Connor.
A package going over there?
Nah, you had me send it to Indiana, because he's doing a Mr. T B.A. Baracus custom.
Welcome, Zero Hunter Toys.
See, we were talking about Mythic Legions, and there comes Matt.
Yeah, he heard it. He says he has 2 Mythics. I don't have one yet. I'm a Mythic Legion version, but when I see them at local toy shows, they're usually loose in a bag, and they're $100. Like,
they get expensive.
They're $100 used here in Canada, so they keep their value quite well. It's not a big flipping toy. It's just because they're only available like through Mythic Legions or vendors like private toy store owners and comic stores who choose to order them from their U.S. distributor. That's the only way to get them, and then they don't make tens of thousands of them. It's more of a smaller company, much like the Action Force. They're both growing tremendously. They have a good following of toy collectors, so I predict they'll be around in many more years. making new toys and stuff. So it's pretty cool for them. Which is a little different than the Super 7, who was a smaller company like them, like, several years ago, but they're a little bigger now because their product is in like the Walmarts and Amazon and other Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy, like a lot of these big vendors, as well as Amazon and their own website. There's lots of ways of buying stuff, so they make a little more product, I would think, maybe double.
Wow.
Like these Beastie Boys. Why am I able to buy them at Target and Amazon and all these other places, but they're not available on Super 7's website? Like, you freaking produce them. Like, I understand you can sell out of stuff. It happens. But make more.
Yeah, make more.
Like, I just don't
I
get it.
mean, pre-orders, isn't that like the basis that you would think they would use? So,
It's
we
what
got
I
this
use.
many pre-orders. Let's make this many for the general public.
It's what I use, and I have recently, made my order for my Enamel Falcon, and I've also made my order for the boxes because I also get those made. Speaking of that,
New from Left Coast Graphics, the Enamel Falcon spaceship pin. Collect them all.
pre-orders are the only way I'm allowed to produce these
Right.
fan art pins that I produce, and so I appreciate everyone. I saw Dandy popped an order in yesterday. Thank you, Dan, for that. And it kind of, if I only order, or if I pre-order, or sorry, if you guys, the fans, the customers, want to pre-order, several hundred of these, I will order several hundred of them, and I'll meet the demand. But I don't get that kind of demand, so they are a little more limited, and they're usually less than 100 when I produce these pins. So I do appreciate, the support from everyone who has ever ordered a pin for me, or a sticker pack, or a patch, or a
Well,
T-shirt on my TeePublic store. You're all appreciated. Thank you very much.
You said you have like minimum orders that you can place too, right? Like you can't just order 10 of them. You have to.
Well, I can, but they'll cost
They'll
me
be like $1 million.
each instead
Okay.
of $10. So I can, and I have, and sadly, I have recently. Like, there's not as many red snaggletooth and blue snaggletooth pins as there is all the other pins, because they weren't big sellers.
Right.
Same with sadly, same with Mr. DS Death Squad Commander. He's wasn't my best seller, but a very cool pin nonetheless.
I want a Falcon pin, but the problem is, like I posted the other day, my toy fund has 61 cents in it, so I can't order anything till another week.
That's like $2 Canadian.
I have to wait a week before I get more.
You can almost get like a loaf of bread.
I know, right?
Yeah, Super 7 does pre-order some reactions, because that's how I've got 50% of my reaction figures. All my Run DMC, I pre-ordered from them. It's like 8 months in advance, I think. Back to the Future, I pre-ordered all those from Super 7 because it's the best price, $20 US, plus their kind of fair shipping. Other than that, they're hard to get in Canada, and they're $35, $40 here at most of the comic stores, and that adds up.
Wow.
Because then you get
Yeah.
sales tax and shit on top of that. And
Yeah. I'm actually in the hole, really, because I owe Dave $60.
yeah, but Danny knows what it's all about. One to rock and one to stock.
Because now I owe Dave $60, and I think I owe Vern $70. So I'm actually in the hole for. I owe people in the community money right now.
Here's a little quiz, and I will give away one of these prototype boxes to the first person in the chat that can tell me they've watched my new YouTube short and what song I'm playing in the background. Type in the name of the song and win a prototype box.
Oh, who's got this?
Pretend that Jeopardy music is playing.
Yeah. Dee 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 dee.
What song am I playing in my latest YouTube short?
Who can guess? What's different between the prototype box and the actual box you would get with the pin?
This I actually made by hand.
Oh my gosh.
So like, wrong camera. So, I went to my local printer and printed out some
Yeah.
text.
Nice.
So
Wow.
I cut these out by hand and I fold them up. And I
Wow.
tried to do a YouTube live stream and I swear and I cuss and more swearing and cussing. I'm glad only a couple people saw that because I probably was an ass. But yeah, so the prototype, I hand cut it and fold it and make sure that everything is copacetic and fits my design.
I think
We have a winner! Ding 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 ding
Yeah,
ding 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 ding.
Dave got it, right?
Right,
Chopping
Dave? So
buckaloo.
is the song that I've yet to been struck on, but I'm assuming I will because I literally just hand recorded it from Jimmy Fallon's show. But it was a live performance, so I shouldn't get in trouble for a live performance on an album you can't buy. Order some broccoli. Yeah, but
Rick, that cutter that you use, that has a scoring blade and a
yeah,
cutting
also,
blade on it?
it's pretty inexpensive. I go through them, like I probably go through one a year. So I have a couple because the blades can't really be replaced. Oh yeah,
Okay.
so one of these.
Oh yeah, I have one like that. Yeah, they're cool.
How do I go big? So one of these, this blue one, it just kind of has a little pizza cutter wheel on it. Like it's really little, and it just sticks a little. And that's the one. It's called the score wheel. So it just kind of puts that little indentation in your cardstock that allows you to fold it, and it follows this little, there's a little
Track.
spot.
Yeah.
And then the other one, this yellow one, that's the
Exacto
pointed cutter.
blade.
That's a
Yeah.
cutting knife. So, it's pretty accurate within, a C hair.
Yeah, and that little
Hair is the Canadian measurement unit.
that little see-through plastic piece holds it down so you can kind of.
Yeah, it's
keep it.
pretty Mickey Mouse. Like it's all plastic.
But they work good. I have one myself. They work.
They do.
good. I like
There's this one might have been, $25 at Walmart or Staples, but there's bigger ones. There's like $50 ones. There's $100 ones. But
Yeah, I have a big one for cutting mats.
So I couldn't make these all by hand. It would take me like literally 50 days. It would
Yeah,
take me
way
long.
too hard.
I shouldn't lie. I probably could. It would just take a long
It
time.
would just take a long time. Yeah.
Or instead I'd buy them. Like I have a printer who die cuts and prints and
Yeah, die cut is the way to go on that.
but how it's done now, it's actually digitally die cut. So it's not an actual
What?
steel rule.
Bam.
It's traditional way of die cutting where it's like a metal wire that's used and it's embedded into some wood and it's like ka-chunk and it chops the wood it chops the paper and it cuts out your shape. So you'd have an overall shape of your whole thing. That's a cutting one. And then you have those different wires where the folds go. And, in a one-time punch, it'll cut and it'll score where the folds are. And then it feeds out the paper and the next one in and ka-chunk. So that still exists. That's still used largely in the printing industry. But it's now 2022. This can be done digitally. So much
What
like
do you mean? Like how?
well, much like a large format printer, your inkjet printers, where they have the, it prints, right, on vinyl. And then they also have a knife that comes and cuts out your stickers and whatnot. So that's a big part of the printing industry. And that's all digital. So that's digitally cut and it's digitally printing. When it comes to these boxes, it's a very similar machine, but it's a flatbed kind of system because you're using the thicker things like cardboard. That you're not pulling them off a roll like sticker material or paper. So
I'm
it's
really
a flatbed,
confused.
just like a router. Like a router that's like a drill bit that goes and cuts out metal and wood.
Yep.
This is just
Yeah.
the same thing, but with one as a pizza wheel. So it'll go make all the fold lines. And then another one's a knife or a laser, which is quite common now, because it cuts like a second as opposed to like 4 seconds. And that's all digital.
I'm
And
just a little
for small
confused why they
order-
call it digital, because it's not a 1 or a 0 that's cutting your paper.
It is. It for sure is.
It's got an actual blade or something, though, doesn't it?
Yes, but you're
Yeah, so
controlling
that's a
what it's cutting
physical-
from your computer.
That's a
Like,
physical blade touching a physical piece of paper, so that's analog. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
it's
like it's a digital blade that's made out of 1s and 0s, and it matrices. It matrices these like yellow and green things down, going "Doo-doo-doo, magic. It's here.
it's cut if you and then you introduce a laser to it. It could be more digital than sending a laser file from your iPhone. Like that's, but it is it's called digital die cut. It's
Yeah, okay.
kind
I
of
get you.
system. So Dave, you get a mini box. Congrats, Dave.
Woohoo. Who won
Good
the
job,
Who
Dave.
won the retweet one? Did you do that one yet?
No, but I appreciate. I think I got 30 or so retweets. So this weekend I'll try and put those names on a Karen
Wheel.
wheel.
You're gonna draw another one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got 4 of them.
Wow.
Found this
Anton.
dude the other day.
Anton Merrick's droid. I like that droid, by the way. Yeah.
I saw the Death
So
Watch Trooper, the blue Mando on the Vintage Collection card. It was a nice looking figure. Like they've really upped their game in the Vintage Collection and some of these sculpts and paint jobs. It looks really good.
While I got you here, John, let me just check here. Yep, I need that Space Invaders pamphlet you dug out the other day.
Nice.
I need it for my copy. What do you mean?
I know. I know.
That's
It
funny.
is now, Cameron.
Was that the one in my thing? Did you win that from me?
Yeah, your auction.
Oh, it was in the auction. Okay, so you got it from the auction. Cool.
We got Space
Oh, nice.
Invaders and Yars.
Oh yeah.
I love that artwork.
Oh yeah, Yars
Yeah,
has
it's
a great. Yeah.
Oh, you got the stickers all on, John? Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Stickers went on good. Yeah.
Yeah, the next machine I get, because I used to have a couple sticker machines. The next machine I get will be able to print white onto clear
Oh,
sticker
that's
material,
cool.
so I can make those stickers without having to screen print them.
That would be great.
That would be
yeah.
again, it'll be digital, even though there's a
I
machine.
do. What I want. One thing I want to do with that Sky Striker is, like Scuba gave me half of a sticker sheet, so he
Oh,
had
cool.
to use some stickers for his, and he gave me what was left over. So I have about half a sticker sheet for the, but some of the stickers aren't that good on the Sky Striker that we put together. So someday I do want to peel them off, totally give the thing a good cleaning, and put on new stickers. And I think it will really
should get-
brighten it
You
up
get
even
the
more.
ultra fantastic and rare Canadian stickers.
There you go. Right? Yeah.
Canada
No.
flags on that.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
We
I
had
know.
Canada
Air
flags on
Force.
all of our G.I. Joe vehicles, all of them. So those stickers are cooler, aren't they? Like, so
Yeah,
I
sure.
didn't know. Well, I guess I did know, but when we're 8, 9, 10 years old, me as a Canadian, am I thinking, oh, I wonder if they have like American flags on these in America and UK Union Jacks in the UK? Like, I don't know. I didn't have access to that kind of knowledge when I was a child growing up in an igloo in Canada. Like,
Didn't the Palatoy Sky Striker have Union Jacks on it?
I don't know. Maybe one of them are extinguished.
No. It,
European or UK guests can tell us if they had Union Jacks on. Well, they must have on the
Sky Striker.
Action Force and what's the Action Force and the original.
I think they had just blue stripes. There was less stickers. I just saw one. I think Stu pulled one up when we were talking with our.
Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta watch that still.
Did you watch the 2-minute Grogu cartoon? drawing this morning, Super John?
No, because I woke up and just went up to see Mark, so I didn't. I didn't get to see anything yet.
It's not. I wish I didn't watch it. It was kind of silly.
It was kind of silly.
Yeah, buddy, Chris, for sure. I saw that you did message me, a week or so back about that. But yeah, we can definitely talk about some stuff for you. Stuff takes about 5-6 weeks. So yeah, we can.
See, I don't think so. It's got these blue stripes that say XP14F, and then it's got the star with the stripes, and then the Action Force.
The Royal Air Force stripes, but not a Union Jack.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So, was there an Action Force version of the Sky Striker?
Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Or say, what about the snowmobile, the polar bear?
I bet there was.
That's one perfect example for me as a Canadian, because every Canadian had the polar bear, Ski-Doo for G.I. Joe, because we're in Canada, and
right.
People had Ski-Doos and snowmobiles. It's a way of life, because we all live in igloos, of course. So yeah, Snow Job and his snowmobile had prominent Canada flags on.
Yeah, that has a U.S. flag on it on the United States one. You're right. Yes,
not on the figure himself. None of the figures had deco like that. They were exact same paint deco as the U.S. I believe in every.
Did they have that in the UK?
Cool.
Oh, here it is. The UK one had. Nope, that's a United States one. Sorry.
They had some black skull and bones on some of those Action Force, right? Like their Cobra guys, instead of a Cobra logo, it was like a black skull.
Yeah.
Like Robo Skull, that kind of crew, right? Which I love now. Again, didn't even know that existed, 40 years ago.
I don't know if they had it. I don't see any of these versions showing it as a. Oh, here's Action Man, but that's got a United States symbol on it.
Okay, so they did have some. They had to have some stuff with American flags on it. That's unfortunate. Well, not unfortunate. I'm sure we had some G.I. Joes released in Canada that had American flags. Like, I can't remember. They might even had both on the sticker sheet, but I kind of doubt it. I think it was for whatever reason they just made.
Oh, here we go. Here's a different one. Versions. Okay, here's the Action Force one. Yeah, they don't. They have a. So it's got a blue star with a red, white, and blue stripe on it, and it says Action Force on the side. It's not a Union Jack flag, but it is a different flag. It's not the United States flag.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was the Royal Air Force.
Is it a Royal Air Force stripe on the? That's what that is.
That's what Rum said anyway.
See,
yeah.
I made the Enamel and Falcon box the same size as the Imperial Walker, and I'm trying to follow the exact same way that Kenner made the boxes. So they both had the color side, and then they both had the
black and white drawing side.
The black and white drawing side, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to emulate that as best I can without having to draw all the little men, because the pictures are so small.
Oh yeah. So which way? Like I've heard a lot of my friends in the past discuss. Do you put it color photo out when you have it on display, or do you put it black and white out?
Well, since I have more than one of each of them, I do both.
You can do both. Yeah. But
sure, both.
My boxes are color side out, so I
can't really see, but over there's my little shelf, my AT-ATs and Slave One and Rebo Band, and so my boxed ones, I got to clean that up a little bit. But that's I kind of want to make a little mini toy shelf.
Yeah.
Where, you can stack 3 or 4 of them, and
that's cool.
It's fun, man. Like, so you got to buy 2. That just means you got to buy 2,
right?
Or if you're lucky and your name is Dave's Dimensions, you win one of the prototype boxes.
Well,
and you know what?
I am building.
I'll give you a pin as well.
I am building a toy store. See?
Yeah.
I got a whole nother rack here of pegboard going up.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm curious how Chris is going to display his plethora of Reaction 375s he's been picking up lately. Some of my favorite toys going around now is anything retro and 375. So
yeah,
if he gets a little pegboard, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go pegboard soon because wall space is a premium.
I just bought more.
How's that diorama going, G?
Just today, I bought more of these. I get
I
these
like
10.
the size. That's cool. It's a good size.
I get these 10-inch long to put on the pegs, and then
Yeah.
I can hold 5 or 6 figures on them, and then rotate.
Pegboard too is you can
just
have like acrylic shells if you want.
yeah, you could do that. Yeah, there's a bunch of different options. And
or
the
like
thing
a hat
is,
holder, you know,
you can rotate them. The other thing is, like, if you get sick of looking at one, just rotate them. You know, it's not.
red chat.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But there are some things that I've got to get some cases for, like from the clamshell that still have the hanger, because I
cases.
Yeah, because there's some. Well, I do figure shield. I like figure shield better. But
I'm thinking about my big my Kenner boxers that I have here, right? Like because they're brittle and they will eventually just turn to like a pile of dust on my floor. I've looked into like their acrylic cases and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're like $200.
Oh, they're expensive.
So
They
cost
expensive.
more than what the toy is actually worth. So much like grading, it's not really efficient for me to do that. But like figure shield, like that kind of PET plastic, I wonder if I can buy. Well, I
don't know what they have for options on that stuff. That big.
Well,
I just been looking at action figure cases.
These signage materials, wholesale from. I might buy a 4x8 sheet of that PET plastic, and score and fold my own kind of.
There you go. Yep. Yeah.
For them, it would take some trial and error, but it would cost me, maybe $100 materials to do 3 or 4. I'll look into.
Well, even the figure shield and star cases are expensive now. They about doubled.
Because they
did about double. You're right. Yeah, because
what they charge, like I know what the raw materials cost.
When I got them, the cases for.
Welcome, Orlando. I hope you're doing well, bud.
The cases for a standard Star Wars figure like this that are only about 1.5 inches thick or so.
Yeah.
They were less than $1 each. When I bought them. I got 100 of these for a little bit less than $100. But now you're right. It's almost like $250 for 100 cases. So they've more than doubled in price. Yeah.
Because I'll let you in on a secret. And Hasbro, this material here, this PET plastic, is some of the cheapest raw material on the frickin' planet Earth.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's recycled, so it's not like they have to pay to produce it. They just recycle it. Like they have to pay to reproduce it. But I mean, not where they don't have to add raw materials over and over again. The raw materials are all there. So I understand about saving the environment and stuff, but I don't think this is the way that the environment is going to get saved by not using PET plastic. It's right. It's the one-use plastic.
Yeah, one-use.
So, like, if you go buy sushi and it comes in this, and you just throw it away as opposed to recycling it, then you're not doing the right thing. So, it's more the user than the actual product.
It's all the cups that McDonald's gives you.
Like just when we started,
plastic cups and plastic lids and all that.
But me and G were talking about recycling. You can recycle fucking anything here in Canada, like your flat screen TVs. You're running anything. You can recycle anything except for like your actual waste, like your food waste. But you can almost recycle that because you can compost it now. Like, so you go down to the recycle center in apartment buildings like where I live. There's like 82 different bins for like, you got paper, you got plastic, you got glass, you got big boxes, you got little boxes, you got compost. There's so many. Like the only thing that goes in the garbage is like my cat litter and like snot bags and shit, right? Everything else is either composted. So I'm doing my part. Like I can only recycle 99% of my waste, it seems, but that's almost all of it.
Yeah.
But I was going to say,
Rolando just got back.
I was going to say I built that case for that acrylic case with the lid, and it had the spacers in it, so the card back could go behind the spacers. So, and it had a nice display bottom. It roughly cost me around $3 to make.
Cool.
And I bought the glue. So I got a cutter. I bought an acrylic cutter. I bought a sheet of acrylic that technically the sheet that I had, it ended up being so I could make about 6 of them, I think it was, out of one sheet. And then, but I only made one case so far. But I bought that molding, the welding liquid. So you basically, you put the two pieces together at a 90-degree angle, and then just let this liquid has a very small syringe, and you basically let it wick underneath, and you only have to hold it for like 2 seconds, and it starts to bond. So, but what I found was, it took me one day to do one bond, and I had to build out of wood a rig to hold it up at 90 degrees to hold the
form.
So one of them had to be flat, and then the other one had to be there, and I had to put a piece of wood and pinch it in there and build a rig that could clamp it and hold it there. So, because even though it kind of sets in like a couple seconds, you could still bump it and make it go, an angle or something. You know what I mean? So you do have to. It'll stay, but it won't stay permanently. You know what I mean? So
that's how all those guys started, right? Like the grading companies, they all started by making them in their own garages and stuff.
Consequently, it was 1 or 2 bonds per day. So it took me a week and a half or whatever to build the whole case. And then, so by the time I was done and building all the rigs and all the wooden things to hold it, which technically you only need to build once, because you can now I could probably redo it and churn them out. But it's
couldn't you just hold it together with duct tape and bubble gum, like
yeah, but I think some of that would stick to the thing, wouldn't it? I don't know. The wood, the bonding unit won't stick to wood, but it'll stick to any other plastic or metal or anything you have.
It's like a plastic meld. So Zappa Gap and a couple companies.
So when I got done building one, I was like, even though like places cost you $15 or $18 for a case, and they're only really $3 in materials, I was like, I kind of understand why, because number one, they're doing it better than I was. They're more sophisticated.
Yeah, well, they got dust-free shop and environment.
Yeah, and they have rounded.
They have already.
Yeah, they have rounded edges. Mine were very straight and coarse. I had to sand these things down, and you know what I mean. It was like, so I was like, I can understand why they're $15 when I just went through basically 2 weeks of working on it and sanding them, and sanding them to curve the edges and round it so it doesn't catch you and nick your fingers with cuts and stuff. That takes a long time, and it took me. I actually had to use like a rough sandpaper to get it going, and then a really fine sandpaper to give it a nice, like smooth edge so you wouldn't cut your hands and stuff. Yeah. And I can get why. Yeah, after doing this process, I wouldn't want to charge. It's not like I double the money and do $6 because I spent 2 weeks building this thing. So my time is worth more than that $3. You know what I mean? So I can kind of understand why they charge $15 or more for them, because it is quite a process to put one of those together. But at the same time, it is worth it if you want to do it yourself. Like if I were to decide to build a case for my box, things like the AT-AT and stuff you got in the background, I would just buy an acrylic sheet and do it myself at home, because I know I could do that for, a big acrylic sheet.
I know it would still cost hundreds of dollars in materials, and the toy is not worth hundreds.
Well, the big acrylic sheet I bought that could do 6 action figure cases, it's bigger than, I bet I could do one box out of that, and that sheet cost me $25. I have an acrylic store right down the road, and that's all they do is cut and sell acrylic sheets. And they sold me sheets at wholesale for $25 a sheet.
Yeah,
and
so what you would do in this case is you would get them to cut you the 8 pieces.
No, I would cut it myself. I have the cutter here.
Yeah, but
I bought a cutter. I could cut it myself.
Pay them the $20 cut charge, and
yeah, you could do that.
Then pay them another $20 to glue it together, and then just pick it up. Like
you could do that.
It's what they do, right? Like
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So for the chances of you putting your fingerprints or that one mustache hair gets glued in there.
Or what I found was
right?
What I found was when I was going in with the syringe, I dropped a drop
these
on the back.
These are covered in my blood. That's got to be worse. No, there's no blood.
But the other thing is, when a drop fell out of the syringe and hit the back of it, and it made a stain. It made a
you
stain
get a fog or something.
So, exactly. So
So we got 3 Men and a Monkey Lizard going on this afternoon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, later today. Yeah.
Just make the music a little louder so that people understand we are kind of going to end the show soon here. So we did open up some cool toys today. We got Mr. Zeb, we got Mr. Akbar with the opening jaw, which I was surprised and I love. We got the Vamp Jeep. We got Aura Singh with a spike in her head. Come on, spike heads. Really cool fingers. We got some Return of the Jedi, lever. And we tore into some Joes, some Crocmasters, some Vamp Jeeps. Saw Gerrera. So when's that diorama getting completed there, Mr. G4? Now, I think.
Luckily, Duffman is giving me all kinds of time to get it done because he's got other stuff that he's working on. So basically what we agreed on was we'd each build each other a diorama. So
it is a lot of work making stuff yourself, but it is pleasure.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to make another video today where I make one more box, just so I have video stuff for shorts and whatnot, and showing a little bit of the process. It might not be a sped up video; it might be real time, so you can see if it takes me 5 minutes or 20 minutes to make one little mini box. But thanks to everyone for stopping by, including my host, my co-host Super John and G-Force Racing 20 today. And I hope everyone
Thank you for having us.
You're always welcome, man. Thanks for joining me. I won't be doing this stream next weekend as I'm a vendor at a toy show for my second time ever. But I will try to do a couple of live streams, whether it's on the YouTube or the TikTok or the Instagram or Facebook. We'll try something, man, because it's just me at my table. I can't just walk around the toy show and
just abandon your table.
But I look forward to that because I'm going to have some goods I can sell as well as some toys that I might sell, might not sell. Either way, I look forward to hanging out with my buddies and selling and maybe buying some toys.
I really hope you do well at that show, Rick. I want you to. I want you to sell. I want you to sell a lot of pins.
I hope so. I might have sold 20 or 30 last year when we did it, but I did sell a lot of toys. But I have more pins than toys this year, so we'll see how it goes.
Let's hope for 50 pins.
Yay.
50 pins sold to this time. Or I guess this is
right on time, Peter.
50.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. And we'll leave you with one more look at this.
New from Left Coast Graphics, the Enamelian Falcon spaceship pin. Collect them all